Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that's literally out of this world. We all know the classic tale of the tortoise and the hare, right? Slow and steady wins the race. But what if I told you there's another, even more incredible story about a tortoise, a race, and the entire cosmos? This is the legend of how a very, very sleepy tortoise accidentally won the great celestial race. Our story begins not on a dusty country road, but among the shimmering starfields of the Milky Way. The Jade Emperor, ruler of the heavens, decided to organize a race to determine the order of the new celestial zodiac. All creatures, from the majestic dragon to the clever monkey, were invited. The prize, a place of honor in the heavens for eternity. The finish line was the heavenly gate, and the race was set to begin at the first light of a cosmic dawn. Among the contestants was a little tortoise named Caelus. Now, Caelus wasn't particularly ambitious. He wasn't slow because he was methodical. He was slow because he was, quite frankly, always sleepy. His greatest joy was finding a warm, sun-drenched meteoroid and napping for a few centuries. When the announcement for the race echoed through the galaxies, Caelus just blinked his ancient eyes. A race? It sounded like a lot of effort. He'd much rather finish his nap. The other animals were buzzing with excitement. The mighty tiger was stretching its stellar stripes, the ox was charting the most direct course, and the cunning rat was already scheming. Caelus, meanwhile, had found a particularly comfy-looking nebula, soft and glowing, and was just about to drift off. But his friend, the celestial phoenix, fluttered by. "Caelus, aren't you joining the race? It's the event of a millennium." Caelus just yawned. "It sounds tiring," he mumbled. "But the finish line is right next to the Emperor's favorite starfruit orchard," the phoenix added with a wink. Now that got Caelus's attention. He loved starfruit. The thought of those juicy, shimmering fruits was maybe, just maybe, enough to get him moving. So with a great, slow sigh, he decided he'd amble over towards the heavenly gate. Not to race, really, but for the snacks. He set off at his usual leisurely pace, humming a sleepy tune. The starting gun, a supernova in a distant galaxy, boomed, and the racers shot off. The dragon soared on cosmic winds, the horse galloped across constellations, and the rabbit bounded from planet to planet. They were a blur of celestial light and energy. And Caelus? He took one step, then another. He saw the swift racers disappear over the cosmic horizon and thought, good for them. He then spotted a lovely warm asteroid bathed in the light of a nearby sun. It looked like the perfect spot for a quick, just a tiny nap. He pulled his head and legs into his shell, which was made of polished obsidian and flecked with diamond-like stars, and fell fast asleep. As he slept, his asteroid began to drift. It was caught in a previously uncharted gravitational current, a sort of celestial slipstream. While the other racers were navigating treacherous black holes and dodging meteor showers, Caelus, snug in his shell, was being silently and swiftly carried along this cosmic highway. He was completely oblivious, dreaming of juicy starfruits and warm, sunny rocks. Hours turned into cosmic cycles. The other racers were facing incredible challenges. The tiger got into a prideful argument with a comet and took a long detour. The snake had to shed its skin after getting tangled in a nebula, losing precious time. The rat, who had cleverly hitched a ride on the ox, was nearing the finish line, but they were both exhausted from their journey. They had flown straight and true, but the universe is a big, complicated place. Meanwhile, Caelus's asteroid continued its peaceful journey. The gravitational current was like a celestial bullet train, and it was heading directly for the heavenly gate. As the first racers, the rat and the ox, finally saw the magnificent gate in the distance, they were shocked to see something else already there. A small, dark, unassuming rock. And on that rock, a little tortoise was just beginning to stir. Caelus poked his head out of his shell, blinking in the bright light of the finish line. He'd had a wonderful nap. He looked around, a bit confused. The air was filled with the sweet scent of starfruit. "Oh, good," he thought, "I made it to the orchard." He saw the shimmering gate, and just beyond it, the most magnificent starfruit trees he had ever imagined. He slowly crawled off his asteroid and took one step, then another, right across the finish line. Just then, The rat, who had jumped off the ox's back to claim first place, scurried across. The exhausted ox followed right behind him. They stared in disbelief at the tortoise, who was happily munching on a fallen star fruit. The Jade Emperor descended from his throne, equally stunned. "Tortoise, you are the first to arrive. How did you manage such a feat of speed and endurance?" Caelus, with his mouth full of fruit, just looked up and blinked. "Speed? I just came for a snack." He had no idea he had been in a race, let alone that he had won it. He had drifted across the finish line in his sleep, guided by pure chance and a cosmic current. The other animals arrived one by one, panting and exhausted, only to find the sleepy tortoise already there, crowned the unexpected champion of the great celestial race. And so Caelus the tortoise, the sleepiest creature in the heavens, earned his place of honor. His victory became a legend, a cosmic joke that the universe sometimes plays. It's a story that reminds us that sometimes the greatest successes don't come from striving and struggling, but from simply going with the flow. Sometimes the universe has a path for you, and all you have to do is relax and let it take you there. Maybe after a good nap. It's not always about being the fastest or the strongest. Sometimes it's about being in the right place at the right time, even if you get there by accident. What do you guys think of this celestial twist on a classic fable? It just goes to show that you never know what strange and wonderful things can happen when you least expect them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this cosmic tale, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more stories from the stars, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and may your own journeys be as fortunate as the sleepy tortoises. See you next time.